This week on Good Morning America, Demi Moore opened up about her life in a way audiences had never heard before. Hollywood romances are rarely simple, but few relationships have drawn as much fascination as Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher's. What once looked like a glamorous fairy tale slowly became one of the most painful chapters of her life. Demi was 40 when Ashton entered her world. He was 25, charismatic, full of promise, and seemed to bring light into a life still healing from old wounds. At first, their love story captivated Hollywood. Over time, however, that brightness faded, revealing a reality far more complicated than anyone imagined. Now, at 62, Demi Moore is finally speaking with honesty and clarity about the truths she carried for years. Demi Moore was born on November 11, 1962, in Roswell, New Mexico. Her childhood bore no resemblance to the Hollywood life she would later live. Her biological father left before she was born, and her early years were defined by instability, addiction, and constant upheaval. Her family moved more than 30 times before she turned 14. Home was never a place of safety. Both her mother and stepfather struggled with alcoholism, and at just 12 years old, Demi experienced a terrifying moment that would mark her forever, when her mother attempted to take her own life and Demi was forced to intervene. At 15, she endured a betrayal that shattered her sense of trust. In her memoir, she revealed that her mother allowed an older man to exploit her for money. The trauma followed her into adulthood, shaping her struggles with self-worth and control. School offered little refuge. She battled dyslexia and required eye surgery, and by 16, desperate for independence, she dropped out and began working to survive. At 17, she married musician Freddie Moore, hoping love would offer escape. The marriage lasted 4 years and ended as another lesson learned. Too young. Yet another lesson learned. Her career began to take shape at 19 when she landed a role on General Hospital. Paid modestly, the job nevertheless opened the first real door to Hollywood. But while her professional life advanced, her personal life spiraled. Substance abuse nearly derailed her future until director Joel Schumacher intervened, insisting on sobriety during filming. His support changed everything. In 1985, she earned a breakthrough role in St. Elmo's Fire, playing a troubled young woman whose struggles mirrored her own. The film's success placed her among the Brat Pack and marked her arrival as a serious actress. Her ascent continued with About Last Night and then Ghost, which transformed her into a global star. Released in 1990, Ghost became a cultural phenomenon. Her performance earned critical acclaim, and the film dominated box offices and home rentals. At the same time, her husband Bruce Willis was also at the peak of his career. Together, they became one of Hollywood's most powerful couples. Demi followed Ghost with bold choices, starring in A Few Good Men and Indecent Proposal, films that challenged public perceptions of women and sparked intense debate. Her personal life unfolded alongside her career. After her early marriage ended, she met Bruce Willis in 1987. Their connection was immediate, and they married within months. Together, they had 3 daughters and built a blended life defined by mutual respect, even as their careers pulled them in different directions. They divorced in 1998 but remained close, raising their children together and redefining what a Hollywood family could look like. Motherhood was both her anchor and her struggle. She refused to slow down professionally, but carried constant guilt. In time, she stepped away from the spotlight entirely, moving to Idaho to give her daughters a grounded childhood, sacrificing her career for their stability. In 2003, Demi met Ashton Kutcher. The age difference became a headline, but their bond felt real and intense. Their relationship moved quickly. Ashton integrated into her family, embraced her daughters, and earned the respect of Bruce Willis. They married in 2005, presenting a united modern family to the world. Behind the scenes, however, heartbreak struck early. Demi suffered a devastating miscarriage, an event that broke her emotionally and reignited her struggles with addiction. IVF attempts failed, and grief created a growing emotional distance between them. In an effort to preserve the marriage, Demi later admitted she agreed to choices that compromised her sense of self. The strain deepened, and in 2011, their marriage collapsed after Ashton's infidelity became public. Demi discovered the affair not through him, but through news alerts. The humiliation and betrayal shattered what remained of her self-worth. They separated later that year, and the divorce was finalized in 2013. After the split, Demi relapsed. Years of sobriety vanished as addiction consumed her. Her health deteriorated, her weight dropped dangerously low, and she withdrew from loved ones. What once seemed like unbreakable strength gave way to isolation and self-destruction. Recovery took years and required confronting the deepest wounds of her past. Now, at 62, Demi Moore sees love differently. She no longer defines herself through relationships. She describes herself as a solo partner, prioritizing healing, growth, and peace. She dates selectively, lives intentionally, and has even built a cordial relationship with Ashton Kutcher's wife. Her life today is rooted in balance rather than validation. Parallel to Demi's story is another Hollywood truth long left unspoken. Susan Dey, known for The Partridge Family, has also reflected on a moment she regrets. Born December 10, 1952, in Illinois, Susan experienced early loss with the death of her mother and entered fame as a teenager with little preparation. Cast as Laurie Partridge at 17, she became a symbol of innocence while privately navigating emotions she didn't yet understand. During the show's run, Susan developed deep feelings for David Cassidy. While fans adored their chemistry, the reality was painful. David saw her as a sister figure, unaware of the depth of her attachment. After the series ended, a single intimate encounter altered their relationship forever. What Susan hoped would lead to connection instead resulted in distance and lasting hurt. Years later, when David publicly described the encounter in his memoir, Susan felt exposed and betrayed. Their bond quietly dissolved, never repaired. Susan went on to build a respected career, most notably on L.A. Law, earning awards and critical acclaim. Yet she distanced herself from Partridge Family reunions, choosing peace over nostalgia. Her later years were defined by advocacy, resilience, and a life rebuilt away from youthful illusions.